Let's talk about call recording for Microsoft Teams. This is obviously one of the most common requirements that we hear and see in a contact center environment. One of the top requirements, we need to be able to record the conversations and the interactions that these agents have to play back later for customer service and whatever the reason might be. There's two different scenarios. One is adding call recording to a contact center agent. There's also another scenario where maybe you just need call recording for your team's environment, but you really don't have a full or proper contact center. And in either scenario, this video is for you. We're going to talk about the different types of call recording scenarios and some of the control that you have around it. Obviously, Teams does offer the ability to record a call, but it's not very centrally managed, and there are very few settings around that. Each person has to access recordings in their own stream, and it's just not very intuitive or not user friendly for a larger environment or for recording and centrally managing multiple users. So Landis Call Recording for Microsoft Teams helps solve that. So let's take a look. First of all, we want to look at a little bit of the configuration and flexibility that you have around recording. So let's go to the data or the call settings policies here, and we'll look at some of the different options that you would have when you're setting up audio recording. Obviously, it depends if this is in a contact center environment where you have Landis contact center queues in place, or if you're just monitoring regular Teams traffic in your environment. But the ability to decide what types of calls are recorded. Do we want to record everything or only inbound, only outbound? A common setting is to only record external PSTN phone calls, but not be recording internal meetings and teams to teams calls. But as you see here, those can also be recorded if you opted to do that. And there's other settings around, do we want this recording to be on demand? Do we want it to always record? There's even an option to always record, but give the agent the ability to pause the recording if they need to, whether it's to take a credit card number or for some other reason. You can allow the agents to pause and resume recordings again, or you can have it just automatically locked on where it's recording in every scenario and the agent does not have control over that. And then, of course, like I mentioned, you can apply these recording policies to individual users. So you can have different policies applied to different users. It doesn't have to all be the same. Or if you have Landis contact center queues and the contact center environment in place, you can have recording policies applied to only certain queues so that it's recording all of the queue traffic, but not recording other phone calls that agent may place outside of the call queue. So this is where you would create the recording policy that you apply to the users. And then we'll look at the analytics side or the recording access side. So just a little bit of information on how this is stored. All of these audio recordings are stored in Azure. By default, that saves to the Landis Azure. You aren't charged any additional for Landis storage. It is a 90-day retention. Now, we do offer the ability to split this out and have the audio recording saved directly to your own Azure Blob storage. In that scenario, you of course can control the retention duration. If you needed to store files for 6 months, 2 years, multiple years, you can easily do that. In either scenario, as long as it's stored in Azure, you can easily access these files right from the Analytics and Reports tab, click on Recordings, and it'll load the recording page where you can easily search by phone number, you can filter by queue, you can filter by agent, and of course set the date range that you want to see and quickly find a list of recordings that match. And as you see here, just easily play back the audio file. You can also download the audio file if you wanted to save it to your PC. If you want to share it with other people, or if there's a certain file that you want to hang on to long term, you can easily download. So super easy to roll this out. From the end user's perspective, there's little to no disruption. Obviously, if you're just recording your team's users, you can enable it on the back end. The end user doesn't really need any training whatsoever. They're just placing calls like they normally would in Teams, and the calls can be recorded. If you do offer the ability for them to pause and resume, there is a access for the agents here in the app where they can easily pause and resume a recording if needed. But really easy to roll out, really easy to capture those audio files. There's transcription available alongside of it as well, so you can track and download that. But the ability to easily roll this out makes it a very flexible and easily controlled option for your agents.